Now that the Euros have finished, the long wait for the league season to begin has set in. But before boredom completely strikes, here's who I think had the best performance in the tournament. There were plenty of players who were impressive in this competition, some which were expected and others that came out of nowhere or from smaller countries. I'll list a few who I think outshone the rest with no personal reasons getting in the way, apart from England players. I'm still not over it and only Walker was consistently good anyway. So in no particular order, first is Robson Kanu. As a relatively unknown player after spending his career with Southend and Reading, who released him at the end of last season, he has more than proved that someone should sign him. He carried out his striker duties brilliantly and won the goal of the tournament after Cruyff turning in the box to beat two Belgian defenders and then to slot the shot home, which helped the Welsh seal a place in the semi-finals. He was a seriously underrated player in this competition. While we're on the subject of Wales, of course Ramsey also deserves a mention. Controlling the midfield and linking the play to keep them moving forward, he too was key to their historic run in the competition. As was Bale. We all expected big things from him and he didn't disappoint. Covering practically the entire pitch every game, he was filling both attacking and defending roles. His work off the ball was just as good to pull defenders away, as they were so worried about him that they ended up missing his teammates, and of course his set place and aerial ability was simply world class. I know I've mentioned a lot of Welsh players already, but I think they deserve it. There are others in the squad that probably do deserve a mention, but these three played the best in my opinion. Considering it has been over 50 years since Wales appeared in a major tournament, and then getting to the semis, I think I'll be forgiven for giving them more time. The entire Iceland team are the same. With such low expectations, they were the true underdog story, but rather than explaining why everyone deserves a mention, I'll just leave this as an honourable mention. The host France also have a lot to be proud of as they dominated all of their games apart from the final. It was disappointing for them and I feel like they deserve the win more, but it comes down to that one important game. Dimitri Payet's incredible season at West Ham jet-packed him into the first team and people were looking for something special. They weren't disappointed. Payet continued to be the key playmaker, set-piece taker and all-round danger man in the midfield, like he hadn't even swapped teams. Of course, being in a team with France's calibre meant he had less to do, he still didn't let that stop him scoring some sensational goals. Personally, I think Pogba might have damaged his chances of being sold for £100 million. While he still played well, there wasn't really a standout performance, and those around him were looking to contribute more to the games. Antoine Griezmann of course is getting a mention, as he too found no difficulty in continuing his goal-scoring form. Using his pace and the pinpoint passing of those behind him, he always looked to be getting a goal, so scoring 6 and securing the golden boot was almost too easy. One team in the final cannot be mentioned without the second, and Portugal were very impressive defensively in that last game. Losing Ronaldo early was a big loss, but they proved they are a strong team when Pepe and Font held the line, whilst Nani did everything he could to lead the attack. Ronaldo of course is getting a mention. We all know what he's capable of, and he showcased some of it during this competition. While the side might not have always created many chances and struggled to close a game out in 90 minutes, he came through when he was needed to help the team progress. Nani was also key to their success, especially in the final, when all heads turned to him to see the match out, whether for penalties or sooner. While they did jump on the French mistakes, he done incredibly well to counter-attack considering the amount of pressure that was piled onto him after Ronaldo was taken off. Others did have good performances for their countries, such as Modric and Shaqiri. The latter, whose goal I think deserved to be the best of the tournament considering how difficult a technique it is, especially from that distance. But those mentioned are the ones that I think performed best over the whole competition. As to the best performance, I think it has to go to Griezmann. Being the leading goal scorer the whole way through, winning the golden boot and being such a powerful and skillful force going forward, there weren't many who came close to the displays that he made. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe for more, but for now, that's your Sporting Lot.